Hello students, welcome to B.Biological. Today we will discuss about the nitrogen cycle. Nitrates are very essential for plant growth. Let's see how. The nitrate residing in the soil are taken up by the plant's root. After death of the plant, the nitrates are recycled via microbes into the soil. The soil organic nitrogen then convert into ammonium, that means NH4 plus, with the help of the process named ammonification. Then they convert into nitrite or NO2 minus. The name of the process is nitrification. Then again nitrification occurs and the nitrite converts into nitrate. Then again that nitrate is taken up by plants. This is the nitrogen cycle. Now what is ammonification? Nitrogen enters the soil through the decomposition of protein in dead organic matter. This is the reaction. Amino acids along with oxygen converts into NH3, CO2 and H2O. This process liberates a lot of energy which can be used by the saprotrophic microbes. What is nitrification? This involves two oxidation processes. The ammonia produced by ammonification is an energy-rich substrate for Pseudomonas bacteria. They oxidize it to nitrite. Look at this equation. NH3 along with oxygen is converting into nitrite. This in turn provides a substrate for Nitrobacter bacteria oxidize the nitrite to nitrate. This is the equation where NO2 minus with oxygen is producing NO3 minus on nitrate. This energy is the only source of energy for these prokaryotes, and they are chemoautotrophs. Our atmosphere has 76% nitrogen. The atmospheric nitrogen cannot be taken by the plant, but they are also fixed by several ways into the soil. The atmospheric fixation can occur by the thunderstorm, the combustion, biological nitrogen fixation, and many more. Atmospheric nitrogen fixation can be done by electrical storms. Lightning provides sufficient energy to split the nitrogen atoms of nitrogen gas, forming oxides of nitrogen, that means NO and NO2. Atmospheric pollution. This also happens inside the internal combustion engines of cars. The exhaust emissions of cars contribute a lot to atmospheric pollution in the form of NOx. This compounds from photochemical smogs. They are greenhouse gases. They dissolve in rain to contribute to acid rain in the form of nitric acid. The rain falling on soil and running into rivers, they contribute to the eutrophication of water bodies. Let's talk about biological nitrogen fixation with the help of root nodules. Here is the example of a plant alfalfa or Medicago sativa which possess root nodules. They look like this. These nodules contain bacteria. Only prokaryotes show nitrogen fixation. These organisms, that mean the bacteria residing in the root nodules, possesses the NIF gene complex which make the proteins such as nitrogenase enzyme used in nitrogen fixation. Nitrogenase is a metalloprotein, a protein subunits being combined with an iron, sulfur and molybdenum complex. The reaction involves splitting nitrogen gas molecules and adding hydrogen to make ammonia. Here is the reaction. NH3 is produced from N2. This reaction is extremely energy expensive, requiring 16 ATP molecules for each nitrogen molecule fixed. The microbes that can fix nitrogen need a good supply of energy. Here are some examples of the nitrogen fixers. Cyanobacteria are nitrogen fixers that also fix carbon. They are photosynthetic. Rhizobium bacteria are mutualistic with certain plant species, for example legumes. They grow in root nodules. Azotobacter are bacteria associated with the rooting zone, that means the rhizosphere of plants in grasslands. Humans have impact on nitrogen fixation also. Industries help in atmospheric nitrogen fixation. The industry fix atmospheric nitrogen into nitrate and ammonium. Now let's discuss about industrial nitrogen fixation in short. It is a Haber-Bosch process of nitrogen fixation where nitrogen is converted into ammonia first. The Haber process uses an iron catalyst. It uses high temperature around 500 degrees Celsius and high atmospheric pressure around 250 atm. The energy required comes from burning fossil fuels like coal, gas or oil. Hydrogen is produced from natural gas, that means methane or other hydrocarbon. There are so many different sources of fixed nitrogen like biological, industrial, internal combustion and atmospheric. But with the help of this chart, we can clearly see that the biological nitrogen fixation is in top. Now what is eutrophication? Nutrient enrichment of water bodies. Nitrates and ammonia are very soluble in water. They are easily washed or leached from free draining soils. These soils tend to be deficient in nitrogen. When fertilizer is added to these soils, it too will be washed out into water bodies. Their algae benefit from this extra nitrogen. This leads to a serious form of water pollution. Fertilizers washed into river or lake, then algal bloom or rapid growth of algae happens. The new limiting factor possesses itself. then death of algae occurs naturally, and decomposers like bacteria increases in number into that water body. Now dead leaves also enhance the bacterial growth. Sewage or other organic waste also enhance the bacterial growth, which making things wrong. The decomposers or the bacteria increases in number, which increase the biological oxygen demand or BOD, which then reduce the dissolved oxygen into the water body. Hot water from the industry, that means the thermal pollution, also reduce the dissolved oxygen level. Pollution from oil or detergents also added. The reduced level of oxygen contributes to anaerobic condition of the lake, which further contribute to the death and emigration of freshwater fauna. And again, the increased level of nitrite into the water body can cause a stomach cancer into infants named methemoglobinemia. Food production relies heavily upon synthetic fertilizers made by consuming a lot of fossil energy. Food will become more expensive to produce. Nitrogen-fixing microbes using an enzyme system do the same process at standard temperatures and pressure, essentially using solar energy. So we can use genetically engineered biological nitrogen fixation to fix this problem. The need for synthetic fertilizers can be reduced by cultural practices. Avoiding the use of soluble fertilizers in sandy or free-draining soil prevents leaching. Rotating crops permits the soil to recover from nitrogen-hungry crops like wheat. Adding a nitrogen-fixing crop into the rotation cycle and plugging aerates the soil and reduces denitrification. Draining waterlogged soil also helps reduce denitrification. Nitrates and nitrites can be used as a source of oxygen for Pseudomonas bacteria. Favorable conditions are cold waterlogged or anaerobic soil. This is the equation for denitrification, where nitrogen is again produced from nitrate. It provides very large amount of energy. Nitrate is also produced atmospheric nitrogen. The liberated oxygen is used as an electron acceptor in the processes that oxidize organic molecules such as glucose. These microbes are therefore heterotrophs. This is the overall process of nitrogen fixation. This is all about nitrogen fixation. Thank you for listening. If this video helped you, then please consider subscribing to BeBiological and share this video to your friends too. Thank you.